Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. I'm sitting in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And New York City has some court system, and with the, I don't know how the 5 boroughs became one court system, but it's really concerning in my core logic that I use, being my mother is with me, and she is my powerhouse, mitochondrial DNA, and I'm with her in her residence. I have my own separate daily life, and then I have my position trying to care for and watch over my future, which is my children's future. That I walk around. These are the concerns I have, the past, myself, and the present, in this loop of trying to figure out core logically what's before me that's real, and what is the impact of the visual stimulus coming in, and what has been established for my safety within the New York State Constitution, the Union of the United States of America, and the local municipality of Bayside, New York, 11361. Now, yesterday I saw on television, and I recorded it, the fact that they removed from some municipality building that I don't know where it is, but it said it was in New York City, and I've seen some council process within the walls. They said that they removed the statue of Thomas Jefferson. They also say he was a slave owner. Now, I don't know when they say slave owner what the humans or we the people mean. Excuse me, because it hasn't been defined. Does that mean he's a governor stature of something at national security? Because he's on a monetary device that's minted inside of the state of New York, or is minted within the confines of my constitution, constitutional rights in the state, and I don't have a nickel on me, but he's on one of the U.S. dollar minted within the dollhouse. He's minted on a nickel, which is a silver coin, which is, let's see, which is this color. So now, and that would be National Treasure as a National Archive piece, in case we were under duress or stress. There were key visual pieces and anchors of one reality to protect our human, civil, and whatever rights from lawlessness breaking out and trying to quietly criminalize we the people just trying to survive within this day-to-day core logic program. So I feel as though I don't know, again, the legalese, because I don't have a law guardian, but I definitely am concerned that I'm not being, my human, civil, and core logic and physical reality laws have been violated on a very personalized basis for some time now, but it's just confusing as to which level, when they remove a national archive, a national treasure, in some secret vote, when that's a founding father, and it's in the I mean, I'm not very good at American history, but I know Thomas Jefferson was one of the founding fathers, and so I know he has a a grandstand significance in the history and the history in the making, which is, I think, how they say that laws are written or modified, ratified, or solidified, in larger, whatever, grand schematic. But it is very concerning to me that, one, I would not be able to get a fair trial in New York since they removed a founding father from their council chambers, and I don't know on whose authority. They did not make the council's information public. They just showed the removing of the statue. We the people have not been disclosed to who made that secret decision. Whether it was open to the public or not, we'd have to be aware of the proceedings, which we have not been. I can say for certain only in my one zip code, which is within the mailing, certainly, or a campaign of some sort to let the public know through flyer or through whatever. I mean, I walk the streets daily looking for people with information. Not that I find any, but when I do, I make a notice of it. But there was once two times a pamphlet handed out about Vicky Palladino, I think Palladino, and something else, but I made note of it that I received that piece of literature, so I wasn't hiding anything in my journal of trying to find out how to protect myself within this new city that I've been brought to since I lost my home. It almost feels like I don't know much about conservatorship. I heard Britney Spears had some conservatorship, but I don't really know what that's all about. They said that they took away her banking rights, and her father did. I don't know how that is possible. Nobody explains the how or whatnot. They have these headlines, but there's no community leader to go to ask to get oneself educated, to stay within community standards, because there's been no, other than the larger, you have the right to an attorney and whatever they say, but there's none present. So that's what's really confusing in this entire endeavor. Especially since there's been, since the third grade essay, if a conservatorship was opened up because you wrote an essay and there were prior administrations going on setting up their cabinets and having executive privilege of some sort, of some secret upper organization, and they were holding on to your essay and then making a pawn out of you for your entire life. That doesn't seem very we the people and democratic or fair either. So I don't know how to protect myself from private conservatorship either. Again, when that level and echelon of law and lawyer and law enforcement is not readily available to inquire with or ask. It's like everything's been withheld for some secret reason. But by the looks of what is being televised, it seems that it would be prudent to say that I'm concerned about New York City by the fact that they removed that statue. If that's the governor, how did they remove the governor so expeditiously when he's a founding father and has significance, symbolic and otherwise, in a larger schematic to protect a larger population of people that might also not know? All of these things are weighing very heavily, and I'm starting to feel a tremendous amount of anxiety, undue anxiety, the more that I'm looking at the local lack of lack of community to try to participate in. I don't know what else to do. There was another commercial they put on real quick. I'm going to see if I can find it. Now this was another interesting,
Artificial intelligence stopping drug overdoses before they happen.
He wanted to get clean. Addiction just destroyed his life.
The new program designed to help people struggling and save lives. Tonight on CBS 2 News at 11.
now that's interesting way of explaining the commercial, because
Of the week with a
this is some kind of programming language that exists. I call the internet that I've been exposed to the MAXI pad or the Max iPad, because it's just a painted version of the internet. It's not, I don't have any way, it's almost experimental. I don't have any way of vetting the information. And if you look at this is what I talk about with it almost looks like constellations and pinpoints of energy within the quantum realm and field. And when the timing sequence on this is off, that's what causes my face to drop a little bit and certain other health and medical issues. There's a cortex within the visual spectrum. You have dark matter in the center, and then you have light visionary in the outside that picks up between a special mechanism that then works in a visual cortex and cognition at high advanced state of consciousness. So now they put that on regular television because I know there's a big concern about drugs and addiction, especially on Long Island, and that mini political campaign and whatever over my lifetime that I was not associated with necessarily and I was not involved in, but also is tied in with the city somehow because of its close proximity and the state of New York. I don't want to have a tsunami fall over my head and collapse under other people's